Let's begin. Captain Drew Holstead stood motionless in his kitchen when a sharp alert shattered the quiet. On the granite counter, Madison's tablet lit up. The shower upstairs was still running. She always lingered with that overpriced coconut shampoo. A message preview glowed on the screen. Send another $500 to 0000 or your husband finds out your dirty little secret. Drew's coffee mug hit the counter with a crack. He'd only been gone 3 days on a logistics mission, yet $500 had mysteriously vanished from their shared account. That morning, Madison brushed it off. Just helping Sarah with rent, she'd said, refusing to meet his eyes. But Drew knew all the wives in their circle. There was no Sarah. The tablet buzzed again. Don't test me, Madison. I have photos. He memorized the number, local area code. Footsteps upstairs signaled the shower had stopped. Did you say something? Madison called down. Just talking to myself, Drew answered evenly. Coffee's ready. But inside, his mind was already in tactical mode. The next morning at the base, Drew spread 6 months of bank statements across his desk. Patterns emerged, small transfers to ST Services, then larger ones. Last week's $5,000 withdrawal fit perfectly into the timeline. At lunch, Madison texted, going out with the girls. Back by 3. Love you. Drew called Marcus from IT. Need a GPS tracker. Discreet. 20 minutes later, he slipped a coin-sized device into Madison's heavy leather keychain. She'd never notice. That evening, Madison prepared his favorite dinner, dressed up, kept touching his arm, overly cheerful. Everything perfect, Madison? Drew asked, watching her closely. A flicker of fear crossed her face before the smile returned. Of course. Why? Just wondering if there's anything you'd like to tell me. Her hand trembled. Like what? Like where the money's going. Tears welled, her voice faltered. It's complicated. Then she bolted upstairs. Phase 1 complete, Drew thought. Surveillance begins. Over the following week, the tracker painted a routine: commissary, Starbucks, nail salon, except for Tuesday and Thursday afternoons. Her car parked for over 2 hours each time at Desert Winds Motel. On Friday, Drew followed. He parked behind a row of trucks, watching Madison's Camry pull in, followed by a black Silverado. The man who stepped out was Kyle Tripp, a defense contractor, married to Serena. Drew's jaw tightened as Kyle leaned down to kiss Madison. Together, they disappeared into room 127. 2 hours later, Drew bribed the motel clerk with his military ID and $50. She confirmed Kyle had been renting that same room for months, always with the same blonde woman. Now everything clicked. Madison and Kyle were having an affair, and someone, likely Serena, was blackmailing Madison. Drew dug deeper: bank records, GPS logs, social media. Serena Tripp, yoga instructor, polished military spouse, had been posting bitter quotes about betrayal and showing off sudden expensive purchases. She wasn't just heartbroken, she was retaliating. One evening, Drew followed Serena to a coffee shop and glimpsed her typing an email titled, "Final Payment." Later, at FedEx, she printed stacks of photos and a letter, the blackmail escalating. The next Tuesday, Drew rented the empty motel room beside Madison and Kyle's. Through the wall, he overheard their argument. "She wants 10 grand or she's sending everything to Drew," Madison cried. Kyle sounded panicked. "This won't stop. She's been watching us for months." Then Madison's voice turned icy. "Then we stop her first." "You can't be serious," Kyle said. I'm dead serious, she replied. Drew's blood ran cold. His wife wasn't just unfaithful, she was plotting murder. That night, Drew confronted Serena after her Pilates class. He warned her quietly, "They're planning to silence you. Go to the police tonight." Tears spilled as Serena confessed. She had demanded money out of anger and humiliation, collecting over $12,000 already. "I just wanted them to feel what I felt," she whispered. "Then stop, now," Drew urged. "Before you lose more than you already have." She went to the police. Hours later, detectives contacted Drew. Serena had handed over everything: bank transfers, photos, threatening messages from Madison. Police were now searching for both Madison and Kyle. By the next day, both their vehicles were missing. They'd vanished together. Then the FBI showed up at Drew's door. Kyle, it turned out, had access to sensitive defense files, some unrelated to his assignments, potentially valuable if sold. The affair and extortion had triggered a wider federal investigation. Using Madison's tracker, Drew led agents to an abandoned industrial site near Pueblo. Both cars were there. The FBI moved in, arresting Kyle and Madison without resistance. Kyle looked defeated, hollow. Madison looked wild, makeup smeared, hair tangled. When her eyes met Drew's, she screamed. "You did this. You ruined everything." Agents restrained her as she kept shouting. From behind the tinted glass, Drew said nothing. He realized he hadn't destroyed anything, Madison had. All he'd done was finally see the truth and act before it was too late.